Let's deploy this to Firebase now. I'm on firebasegoogle.com and you have to log in and then you have a console. Now when you have a console, you can go in and you can create projects. We're going to add a new project right here and the project is just going to be called Legos for Life in my case. That's my project, 2021, and let's just continue. Now again, you need a user for this, so just go and create a Gmail account and then you have a user. I'll just not enable analytics. If you do that, then you have to kind of set up your own analytics project in order to do that. We'll let this complete. When the project is created, you can press continue right here, your project is ready, and then you'll go into the actual project. Now you have a lot of things you can do with Firebase. Firebase is a pretty amazing system, but we're just going to focus on hosting this time. So we want to host our application here on Firebase. We're going to get started right here, and in the get started you get links that can help you get started in your solution. And we're using WebStorm, so we can just run npm commands right here. Since we're using Angular, we have Node.js installed already, so we can just run these commands. And let's just start with the first one. We'll jump into our terminal inside WebStorm, and let's just get rid of the old command and just clear the console and execute the first one. So we'll get Firebase tools, and this is the way we can communicate between our WebStorm terminal right here and Firebase. That's what we're going to use that for. We'll let that install, and we'll just press next while it installs. The next thing we want to do is log into Firebase, so we'll just press login right here and copy it. Just get this done. Firebase Tools has been downloaded and I can run the Firebase login command now as the next step. Let's just try and see what that asked me. I'm already logged in, but if you were not logged in, you'll be asked to log into your Firebase account and just follow the steps. It's not really hard at all. Now I'm logged in, and let's just, as the next thing, try to do an init right here to kind of explain that this project right here is going to be a Firebase project. I'll do Firebase init and I'll be asked a few questions. And this is where it starts to get a little bit messy, so you have to follow along. The first thing is the hosting. Do you want to host this using GitHub Actions? We already saw that with Azure, so you can play around with that if you want to. But I'm just going to host it now with a simple deployment of the actual folder right here. So I'll just say hosting, and I'll take the next one. I'll use an existing project. The project I'll use is this one that we just built, the Legos for Life project. It'll pop up with all my projects, and I can find my Legos for Life somewhere. Let's see if we can find it, Legos for Life 2021. And with this one, I can now pick what project or what folder is my code available in. And in our case, it's in the dist folder, but it's under the Legos for Life folder. So I'll write Legos for Life. And remember that has to match or else it won't work. So you have to put in the right name down here that matches the names up here. Now the reason there's multiple folders is later on you could have multiple Angular projects under the dist folder, so I think that's why they made a subfolder for Legos for Life. The next thing I'm asked is, do you want to configure this as a single page application? Yes, you want to configure this as a single page application, very important. And the final step is, do you want to do automatic deploys? No, I don't want to do that right now. And then it asks, do you want to override the file of index? And no, you don't, because this file is already written for you and it has the right information about the right styling, the right files. So you want to say no for the final step right here, no, and that's also the default value by the way, but still I'll do no, and that's all I have to do. Now I'm set up and I got a couple of configuration files that I can use later on. Let's try and hide this and just hide this, and you'll see new configuration files available. This is one of them where it just kind of gives you a name of the project, and the other one is actually something that's a bit more interesting where it shows you the folder you picked. So if you put in the wrong name, you can still change it. It also shows you what you shouldn't put up there, like node modules, and then it says I don't want to rewrite the index.html file right here in my system. Good. Now we just need to deploy it. So let's go to the next step here, and there's one called Firebase Deploy. Let's copy that one, paste it into our system, and let it run, and there we go. Now we're about to deploy our solution to Firebase. Now, we're still not there, because if I remember correctly, we set up cores for the backend. So right now the backend doesn't allow us to communicate with the front end that we just created right here. So we have to change that next lesson, but fair enough. For now, let's just see if Legos for Life is even opening. And there we go, we have our Legos for Life, we have our products, we have our homepage. You know what, but this is in the cloud. So you can go to this page now. I'll just keep it there for a while. It might be dead in the future, but right now it's here. And notice what's actually happening right now is we're getting a failure from the website, right? Because that's not running because of course settings. So we'll fix that in the next lesson, but this is it. Now we have a running system. We have a live application for Angular and a live application for our backend. Happy days! Now we just need to kind of set it up so they can communicate together, and that'll be our settings for the next lesson. See you next time.